The name of the video is lung stretching. However, I do understand that it is not accurate name. More correctly call it chest stretching or thoracic cavity stretching. However, because people still quite often use the term lung stretching, I decided to name the video like this, just to make it simple for discovering of this video. There's going to be 4 parts. Part number 1, I'm going to show you different warm-up exercises for your chest, for your thoracic cavity. It's going to be exercise which you should do before the stretching, especially if you do stretching in the early morning. If you do chest stretching in the evening, maybe you don't really need it, this type of warm-ups, because you already warmed up through the day. But if you do it first thing in the morning, then I would highly recommend to do these warm-up exercises or any other warm-up exercises which you feel appropriate. The second part of the video is going to be the stretching itself. First, it's going to be stretching without any additional equipment. For this stretching, you just need maximum a yoga mat, and this is it. The third part of the video, we're going to do stretching on the fitness ball. I personally prefer to do stretching on a peanut shape fitness ball. However, you can do it on any other, on a regular, just a round fitness ball. This is going to be totally fine. And the last part, the part number 4, is going to be slightly more advanced stretching. This is going to be stretching on the wooden props. These props, it's not that easy to buy. By the way, we are thinking to start producing them. If we're going to start doing them for sale, then of course we're going to post it probably on Instagram or maybe even here. But at this moment, there are a couple of companies who are making them. However, it's not that many. This is why, yes, the stretching for the last part sometimes can be really tricky because it's hard to find these wooden props. However, it's really effective way of stretching. And before we start, why do I think that this is really important? If you do the depths, this is a really important part of your stretching routine because it helps you to prevent depths-related injuries, such as a lung squeeze. It doesn't mean if you do this type of stretching, you're going to absolutely avoid them. Absolutely not. But you're going to have less chance to have this type of injuries. And if you do mainly pull disciplines, then I think this stretching is really good for overall mobility and flexibility, specifically if you want to keep your arms in a streamlining position. And also these exercises are super useful for movement. At least this is what I feel, as I am a relatively beginner for the monofin technique. I do it from the last November. I do it like less than 6 months. And I feel that this stretching, this increased mobility in my chest area also helped me to execute this dolphin movement in a more effective way. How often would I recommend to do these exercises? I personally try to do them almost daily. At least I would love to do them daily. Sometimes I'm too busy or too tired and I can skip them, no problem. But I try to do them daily. If you just started, maybe just start with 2-3 times per week. This is going to be a good, nice beginning. And then in the future, depends what your goals are. Maybe you can start doing daily as well. How long I do it per session? If, let's say, I have enough time, let's say if I do it in the morning, then I'm going to do maybe 5 minutes warming up. Then I'm going to do a few minutes without equipment, a few minutes on a fitness ball, and then a few minutes on wooden props. You can say that in total, maybe it's going to be 10-15 minutes. I know that some freedivers do it like much longer, but like for me, 10-15 minutes feels appropriate amount of time. There are many ways to do a warm-up. I will show you the way how I prefer to do a warm-up for the chest stretching. A couple of exercises. We're going to put our arms on the shoulders. I'm going to inhale when I'm going to move right side, and I'm going to exhale when I'm going to move left side. Initially, it's going to be slow movement. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then over time, I can speed it up a little bit. So inhale. And relax. If you feel a little bit dizzy, this is totally fine because we did a little hyperventilation. So make sure you're not sitting somewhere where it's dangerous to fall. Okay, the another exercise, same idea, but now I'm gonna grab my shin. I'm gonna inhale and move my chest forward. I'm gonna exhale and make my back round. So inhale, chest forward, exhale, back round. Initially slowly. Can go faster. Okay, relax. And the last one is same, but now I'm going to add a little rotation. So I'm going to inhale here, rotate, exhale, inhale, chest forward, rotate, exhale. So slow inhale. This exercise I prefer to do slowly, in different direction. Okay, really nice. This is a warm-up. So to continue a warm-up with one extra exercise, I like to do rotation with my shoulder joints. So just like you can rotate 10 times one direction and then 10 times another direction. So these or any other exercises have a purpose of bringing like a blood flow in your chest muscles, the muscles between your ribs, etc. So this is why feel free to do any other exercises. Okay, now finally the stretching itself. So we're going to start with a basic one without any equipment. I'm going to put my right arm on the yoga mat and I'm going to bend on this side. So you can regulate how much stretching you're going to have, depends on your current level of flexibility. If you're going to put your arms on the elbow, so this is going to be more intense stretching. If you're keeping your arms straight, then it's going to be less intense stretching. So we're going to keep it for 10-15 seconds, then change another side. I'm going to hold it here for 10-15 seconds. This is still I consider as a warm-up. And then the main stretching, we're going to keep the position for about 30 seconds. What I like you to do in these positions is focus on your overall relaxation. Facial muscles relaxation, shoulders relaxation, everything should be nice and relaxed, and also focusing on the belly breathing. So we're going to keep the position for about 30 seconds. Okay, slowly come up and going another side, left side in my case. Again, I'm gonna take the position and I'm gonna try to relax in this position, focus on the belly breathing, facial muscles relaxation, etc. Okay, good. So let's say this is about 30 seconds. What I like to do it when I do it on my own, I like to repeat it a couple of times. So each position I'm gonna hold for 2-3 times. But now, just to save the time, we're gonna just keep each position just only one time. So another one is gonna be a twisting. I'm gonna turn. We're gonna put our, let's say, right arm behind the back, grab the knee and try to look behind. So same for the first time you can do it for 10-15 seconds, and then the next time you can hold it for 30 seconds. Or maybe even 40 seconds. Okay, so let's keep it a little bit longer. What we are doing when we're keeping the position longer, same as before, focusing on the belly breathing, facial muscles relaxation. As an exercise, we can cross our fingers and try to open the chest, connect the shoulder blades, facial muscles relaxed, focusing on the breathing. If you want, you can modify the position by closing your palms like this. In this case, it's going to be a little bit more intense for your shoulders. So this exercise was a basic exercise which doesn't require any equipment. So for the next one, we're going to use a fitness ball. I personally prefer the fitness ball like peanut shape. However, at my house, I don't have it. I have like a standard one. So yeah, no problem, we can use it. So I'm going to put it on, let's say, my right side. My hips on the floor. I'm going to lean on the ball, and I'm gonna hold this position for about 30 seconds. When I'm stretching on the fitness ball, I like to breathe nice and deep. Okay, so this was one side, and now we're gonna go another side. Same idea, fitness ball next to your body, this hips on the floor, and then stretching in this position. Okay, so like I said, if you have a lot of time, you can hold each position a few times, maybe 2, maybe 3 times. Okay, the next position, I'm gonna put the ball behind my back, my hips on the floor, and here I'm gonna have a 2 position. Number 1, you can call it like a star position, and number 2 is gonna be streamlining position. If you feel some discomfort in your neck, I remember I had it before, then you can put something behind your neck. It's gonna be more comfortable. But like for now, I'm okay, so I'm not gonna use anything. So this is a 1 position, like a star position. I'm gonna hold it for about 30 seconds, breathing nice and deep. And now we can change the position in a like Superman position. So for this position, I like to keep my legs straight, but this is just my personal preference. Okay, so this is a common positions for stretching on a fitness ball. You can use any fitness ball, however, fitness ball like a peanut shape or like this one, but like as you can see, it's like relatively small. It's going to be a little bit more comfortable. And the last exercise, we're going to use these wooden props. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's not that easy to buy it. At least I don't see that someone like selling it online. So we are thinking about like start doing these props, but at this moment we haven't done any. Right, so this is going to be more intense. So this is why make sure you do it only when you already have some flexibility in your chest area. And also make sure you are nicely warmed up before you're doing the stretching on these wooden props. So two position. Position number one is a little bit more easy. I'm gonna keep my arms bended. I'm gonna hold this position. Okay, this is the one position. For the second position, I like to keep my legs straight. Okay, my hips on the floor, still same as the previous one. Keep your hips on the floor. And then I'm gonna keep my arms in a streamlining position without crossing my arms. Okay, slowly come back to the neutral position. I saw that some free divers, when they do the stretching on these wooden props, they use some heavy stuff, some weights in their arms. In this case, the stretching indeed is going to be a little bit more intense. However, I personally don't think that this is necessary. Also, I saw that some people stretching on the side, which I also personally don't feel as a great idea. So this is why I personally don't do it. And to finish this stretching video, I just want to show a couple of extra stretching positions. This stretching position is going to be mainly for your lats, which is really important for bifin swimming, monofin swimming, but also for the free immersion. So we're going to do it on our knees. So the position number one, not require any equipment. So basically you're standing on your knee, then you move your fingers as further as you can, and then you move one side and hold this position for about 30 seconds. If you do it right now, you probably feel like a really strong stretching in your lats. In my case, on my right side at this moment. And then when I'm changing the position, then it's going to be really intense stretching in my left lats. Okay, and for the another exercise, we're gonna move a little bit. Okay, so for this exercise, you need to have some place of support. We're gonna have a two position. Position number one, arms straight, and you're just moving in this position. It's possible to stay here like statically, just hold it for 30 seconds. Or also what I like to do is just like move up and down. I like to do both. Sometimes I like to do it statically, sometimes I do it like a little bit dynamically. You can also move from side to side. In this case, you can also like extra stretch your lats. Okay, this is one position, and another position, hopefully you're still gonna see it. I'm gonna put my elbows on this place of support, and then I'm gonna go between my arms. You can hold some stick in your arms. In this case, you can make the stretching a little bit more intense. But just like simply like this, also I felt quite nice stretching. Okay, this is all stretching for today. This stretching you can call chest stretching, or sometimes people call it lung stretching. However, as I said at the beginning of the video, it's not correct. Chest stretching is more accurate term. So there are a lot of muscles in your thoracic cavity which can which you can make more flexible, and this is going to benefit you both in a pool freediving and in a depth freediving. Don't expect quick results, so this is why try to create some kind of stretching routine which fits your schedule and do it regularly, because if you do it like once a month, it's not going to be that much benefits. So basically you're going to just losing your time. Just make sure you're creating certain routine which can be sustainable over a longer period of time. This is it about the chest stretching for today, lung stretching if you wish. I hope this was helpful. One more time, don't expect quick results from this stretching. Remember, as any other types of stretching, the visible results is going to be noticeable only after a while. If you do just a couple of sessions, don't expect any changes, so you will not notice anything. However, if you do it for a few months regularly, then you're definitely going to see the benefits of these exercises. And especially if you are planning to dive in a near future to 30 meters or deeper, I would highly recommend to do these exercises. There are a few other things which you need to keep in mind if you're thinking to dive to 30 meters. If you want to learn them, then check out this video.